Hello, I'm Dale Ander, and I'm a member of the Control Center Development and Support teams. Welcome to a series of videos covering the key capabilities of IBM Sterling Control Center. If you don't know, Control Centers actually consist of two different products. Director, which allows the full lifecycle management of all your ConnectDirect servers, and Monitor, which allows you to see the activities and the status of not only those ConnectDirect servers, but many other server types as well, including B2BI, Sterling Secure Proxy, Global Mailbox, Connect Express, and the list goes on. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Monitor to create a rule that lets you know that your Control Center certificates, which are used to secure your communications, expire. So let's get started. So Control Center uses what's called X509 certificates to communicate securely with all the monitored and managed servers, applications that you may have built that use RESTful APIs to communicate with Control Center, and all your web console users. And these certificates include a don't use after value, kind of an expiration date. And they also even include a don't use before value. Certificates are used to communicate with monitored and managed servers as well. And for ConnectDirect servers, if you have Director and you're using configuration management, you can today have a rule that lets you know when the certificates on those ConnectDirect servers are about to expire. In fact, there's a built-in rule for that. I'll get to that in a moment. But this event, the CCFG 229I, that's for when a trusted certificate on one of your ConnectDirect servers is about to expire, and the other one is when a key certificate is found about to expire. And when are these events generated? You can actually set the value for when those events are to be generated. If you're in Director, you can go to System Settings, and for Services, just go right here for the Start Certificate Expiry notification. You set the days. You can pick a time range between 1 and 999. At this one, 60 days before it's about to expire, one of these events would be generated. As I said, there was a built-in rule for watching for those events, and know that those events will be generated once a day as long as there's a certificate found to be expiring within the limit that you specified in that system setting. Now, the built-in rule is called Certificate Expiry Warning, and you can modify this rule if you have Monitor. It's got two parameters that actually are used to trigger this rule. We look at the message ID, and if either one of those, the trust store or the key store certificate expiry notification is generated, that'll match this. But the other value that's here is only do a match if the days before expiry, which is actually a part of those notifications, is less than or equal to 60. You can make this number smaller or larger. Part of when this rule will be triggered, however, is dependent on how many days you have the system setting set for the days before the expiry notifications are actually generated. And the built-in rule's action by default is to generate a SEV1 alert. Now, Control Center certificates, if they're about to expire, there's a completely different set of message IDs, and there's no built-in rule to watch for these. This first one, it's generated if one of the certificates in the trust or key stores is found to already expire. The second one, the CCTR144I, that will be generated if one of your key or trust store certificates is going to expire in less than 30 days. It's just a hard-coded 30 days. And this last one, the CCTR145I, that means we found a certificate, we being Control Center, that isn't even valid yet. One of those don't use before dates. Let me show you how to create a rule that'll notify you when one of the Control Center certificates has or is about to expire. I've already logged into Control Center Monitor. From here on the dashboard, I'll go to Manage on the toolbar. And then over on the left, I want to be in Rules, which I am by default. And I'm going to click the plus to create a new rule. Now I got to give a name. Always give a good name. This one is Control Center Cert about to or has expired. That's pretty descriptive. Now I need to fill in what event parameters trigger this rule. So here I just need to give the two message IDs, the CCTR143I that it has expired or the 144I that it will expire. So the parameter I want is message ID. In this pull down list, I can just start typing message, and lo and behold, my pull down list appears and it's filtered down to the ones with message in the names. So I'll select message ID. Now I want to pick two message IDs to trigger this rule, so I'm going to use a regex expression as opposed to one of the other choices. In here, say I didn't remember the message IDs that I wanted to use. I can click on the ... and I recommend you do this no matter what, so you get them exactly right the first time. Now, I know one of them has expire in the name, and I just have to look for it. No, these aren't the ones. Here, this 143I has expired, the ICC certificate, that's perfect. Click here, and now it's added. Now I want one more, so if I click on it again, and I click the ... one more time, and say, you know, I know it was, okay, well, let's look at the next page. Here it is. The CCTR144I, the ICC certificate, will expire. So let's pick this by clicking on the message ID. Now they're both in here. It's created a nice, perfect regex expression. It's got the first message ID, followed by the OR bar, followed by the second one. And that's all there is to, as far as parameters to trigger the rule. We'll have it active all the time, so we won't specify a schedule. And now I just need to pick an action. So I'll click here, and I can pick an existing action or I can create a new one. If you don't know, actions can send emails, they can generate an alert, they can send an SNMP trap, they can run an operating system command, which might be one of your shell or bat scripts. And they can even send a command to a connectrix server if that's the kind of event that triggered your rule. But here, I'm just going to click and pick an existing rule, an existing action, excuse me, alert 1. And I'll save it. And here it is down at the bottom of my priority list. Just in case, I'm going to make this be the top of my priority list. So I clicked on the current priority, and then I just typed in the one I want. I could have said move it up to the top after I selected it, or move it up one at a time, but this seems the most expeditious thing to do. And there we go. We've created our rule. It's top priority. It's got a nice name. I know exactly what this is for. I had said when I started this that this was one in a series of videos. If you'd like to see more videos, you can use your browser and search for the string IBM Sterling Control Center. I found it helpful to put that in double quotes. And you can add these other search terms, video and playlist. And if you do, hopefully you'll find this link and you'll click on it and you can explore all the videos, and I hope that you do. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope you watch more of the videos. Take care. Bye for now.